Welcome back. A Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has declared that the 25 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Honorable Martin Amaewhule, are still members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The court, in a decision on Monday, struck out a suit filed by Wusa Amadi and 3 others seeking to declare the seats of the 27 lawmakers vacant following their defection to the All Progressives Congress APC in December.
Justice Okogbule Gbasam in the judgment held that Martin Amaewhule and the 26 other lawmakers are still members of the PDP. He ruled that the claimants failed to prove to the court that the 27 lawmakers truly defected to the APC, noting that the said defection cannot be established through newspaper publications, radio announcements, or online publications. Joining us is legal practitioner Evan Tufeli and PDP chieftain in River State, Honorable Collins Odu. Good morning, and thanks for joining us. Honorable Odu, good morning, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Nigerians, and thanks for having me.
All right. I'm going to start with Mr. Ofeli and get your reactions to the judgment. Many people, of course, that I saw in the reactions online, completely disagreed with the court, and of course, accused the judge of once again being biased and some of all of that. But the lawyer to the 27 lawmakers mentioned that one of the things that was pointed out is that they weren't able to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt that these people joined or defected to the APC. Does he have a point?
Yes, public opinion is actually not legal opinion. Legal opinion goes deeper. He that asserts must prove. That is the law. The Evidence Act establishes that except that the 27 members have never said they did not defect. But that does not mean when you are in court, you should not prove your case. You go to court to prove your case with evidence.
Yes.
Now, what the court is telling us here is that declaration, newspaper, online publication is not sufficient to evidence defection. That's what the court is saying, that the claimants could not prove their case, that they should go beyond just what they heard, what they have seen. They should be able to get documentary evidence to the effect that these persons actually defected. They now belong to the new political party as alleged, and they should show evidence of membership, registration of the new political party, and also show that they have been delisted from their previous political party, that is the PDP. That's what the court is saying. Go beyond hearsay, show us. And that is what the court will naturally do, even though it's not a popular position. But the court will not take what is popular and discard what principles of law should be. I mean, all over the internet, people have been saying all sorts about how the court is biased, how this and how, or a lot of things have been said so far. But you see, public outcry cannot rewrite the law.
Yes.
The Evidence Act is quite clear and established. That does not mean I am in support of the judgment.
Because I wanted to ask exactly what your position is.
No, I have to state the law. What I came to do here is analysis.
Great.
Not to take a position on the issue under reference. But what I'm saying, from any lawyer is watching or anybody that have inkling in legal disposition, you will know that evidence is what rules proceedings of court. Everything we do in law lands on the hallmark of evidence. So where you have no evidence to entrench your claim, the court cannot, provide that evidence for you or write the law just because there's public outcry so that everybody will be fine and okay. No, you have to stick to what the principles of law. So that is exactly what it is. But there's also another judgment where they got an interim injunction asking the 27 lawmakers to stop parading themselves. There was a judgment before now.
Yes.
You understand? That was an interim order. You understand? That order have not been vacated. But I think by now it should have expired. But it has not been vacated. Now you have another one. So I think that perhaps the parties involved should step up to a higher court, in terms of appeal, and then see what the appeal will be.
So this order doesn't automatically invalidate that, or this judgment doesn't automatically invalidate the interim order?
The interim order by now had expired.
Okay, great. All right, let's bring in Honorable Collins Odu and find out what exactly are your thoughts about how this has turned out, and also how do you think the people in Rivers State are receiving the judgment of the court? Or how, not how do you think, how are the people of Rivers State receiving this judgment?
Good morning, Nigerians, and thank you once more for having me. I will gladly want to tell the entire world that the entire Rivers State has been in jubilation since yesterday after that judgment, because there has been so much tension as regards the tenure and stability of the lawmakers. It got to a point where the governor became a judge. He just woke up and decided to disassociate himself from the assembly members and then set up a kangaroo one to operate in the state. And there has been tension because ab initio, the activities of the 4 lawmakers, this, for now there are 3 because Right Honorable Disney is no longer with them. They were aptly and very professionally suspended from the House by the sitting House before all of these problems started. And the involvement of the governor with this faction has kept Rivers people to wonder if there is no longer law. The judgment yesterday is an upliftment to the souls of Rivers people, not only as PDP members, because you find out a situation where people just act and they don't take into consideration the laws of the land. I want to thank the lawyer there. You see, the issue of cases in court is not about what you think, it's about facts. And if you can produce facts, you can as well have the day. And that is what the section or the people who the Amaewhule-led House of Assembly members have kept to. They have kept to the law. If you notice, even when there was a kangaroo judgment order that restrained them from operating, ever since they have not operated because they are guided by the law. They have not operated. They have kept mute and waiting for the time that the law will speak, because they know the law will speak and the law has spoken.
Yeah, but I mean, I always try to understand, the motivations behind, their actions initially, because now it's clear that, at least from this court judgment, if there's no proof beyond reasonable doubt, just like Barrister Ophelia has said, that, they left one party and moved to the other party. Tell us a little bit about, what we're seeing in those pictures. What prompted their, initial moves, to wave APC flags, to claim to have dumped the PDP and moved to the APC. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. It is no longer news that in Rivers State, we voted the presidency, APC, and then all other positions, including that of the governor, we voted PDP. What you saw them singing there was a song of the president they voted to give him support for him to operate effectively. You see, people keep wondering, the former governor, is a maverick. He is a Machiavellian when it comes to politics. He can throw up any kind of card at any point in time. At that prevailing moment, perhaps there were certain moves that they needed to make to be sure of what they did, and they went ahead to do it, and people misconstrued it. As I speak with you now, there was no resignation letter written by any one of them resigning from the PDP. and there is no membership card obtained from APC. People misconstrued the fact that they are supporting the person they voted, and they began to take it far and wide. And true to it, you see, I handed over to Martin Amaewhule when I left the assembly. And because his life was encumbered, endangered, you recall that there was a time when they besieged his house and they almost wanted to lynch him. And ever since, I haven't been able to locate him, to hear all of these things, because they were all we saw them as, I thought they were acting film, you know, and that is what everybody thought. I haven't been able to see him and say, look, my brother, this is what I heard, and this is this. Their lives are endangered, and they had to even reinforce security with them. So we must go beyond rhetorics of social media.
So none of these lawmakers, just to be clear, none of these lawmakers in December when this happened, none of them said that they were moving to the APC. They were simply just singing APC songs and, you know, singing in support of Mr. President. That's what you're saying. They never made any statements claiming to be defecting to the APC.
You heard me. It's the process of being a new member of the party.
I understand that. I'm just saying that, you know, in December when this happened, none of them made any statements claiming to defect to the APC. That's what you're saying?
Like I told you, I was unable to reach him because we saw that as drama. Perhaps I thought maybe there was a film they were acting. You get? So I've not been able to meet with him to say, look, my brother, this is what I heard. Is it true or false? So I cannot completely speak on that issue now. Not until I meet with him and then he explains to me.
Since December, you haven't spoken with him?
No, I haven't spoken with him.
All right. Okay. Let's bring the conversation back here to Mr. Ufeli. I just want you to quickly clarify, because there's a report on the Vanguard newspaper, the Rivers State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Dagogo Ibroma, I'm going to quote exactly how the paper reports it. He said that the news that the court affirmed the lawmakers were still members of PDP and the Rivers State House of Assembly was misleading, stressing that the information is meant to deceive the public. He went further to say that the suit of the claimants was struck out for want of local standing and jurisdiction, and also for being an abuse of court process, which robbed the trial judge of jurisdiction to adjudicate on the matter. So are they trying to say here that maybe we will still need to go or they will still need to go and maybe file a suit to prove their membership? Is that what he's trying to say?
No. What he's saying is that the outcome that is in the public domain now, that the court actually said they did not defect. And that is not what the court said, according to him. That the court does not have jurisdiction. Usually, when a case is between, you know, the National Assembly, the House of Assembly is a government institution. Okay, when you have a case between an individual and an institution, or you have a case between an institution and an individual, or an institution with another institution of government, the court that has jurisdiction is actually the Federal High Court and not the State High Court. So what he's saying is that the judge does not have jurisdiction, that the case was struck out as against what is in the public domain, that
they had said that they are members of the House.
Yes, that is what he said yesterday.
Okay.
So now, until we see the judgment, because this was delivered yesterday, until we see the judgment and reading between the lines of the judgment, we cannot tell whether he's saying the truth or what we have is the truth.
All right.
Until the judgment is out. It's going to be all over the social media,
yes,
definitely. But the content of the judgment will really speak for that case as it is.
Do you know what the likely possible legal options going forward from here are?
Well, the legal options usually appeal, right? If you are not satisfied. I mean, that's the court of first instance. We have other layers where they can actually go to litigate on this matter. He's saying that they never defected. The court is also saying they never defected. But they were on TV making an expression of defection in December. I mean, some of them even granted interviews, okay, sharing their dissatisfaction as to why. But the truth is that whichever way it is, the claimant ought to have actually present those video clips to the court. Okay, that these persons in question made these declarations verbally before a national TV. And this is electronic evidence to that effect.
And that would have been admissible, right?
But that was actually, yes, electronic evidence is admissible based on Section 84 of the Evidence Act.
Yeah, but Mr. Aldo says they didn't. Mr. Aldo,
exactly, I wanted
just
to bring him back.
You know, just like I asked earlier, I'm not sure maybe you didn't see the video clips where they of course verbally declared their defection to the APC. Did you not see any of those?
Anyway, like I said, there were video evidence that such happened, but I said I have not been able to verify from him because we saw it as a drama. I still say so. Is it like his life was threatened and it's the security around him has been beefed up and I've not seen him. So, but the fact is that we will go beyond those social media rhetorics and face facts. The facts, see, I was a former member of the APC. And when I was leaving APC,
while you were in, I'll let you go on. I just wanted to ask, while you were, in active service in the House, did you normally have regular drama sessions as a members of the House? Were these things normal every now and then?
Yeah, they are normal because sometimes when the people of the Hollywood, Nollywood, when they actually want to do anything, they can reach out to you and then you will avail yourself of whatever act they want to perform. But I have not confirmed this. This was what was filtered to us, but I have not been able to confirm it. Until I meet with him, then I'll be certain about that.
Do you plan to meet with him anytime soon? And I'm asking this because for the longest time, that was a subject of conversation on several media outlets. TV outlets were talking about it on TV stations. And there were people who were speaking in support of them, saying that, the defense whilst they were quoting, whilst some argued, quoting the section of the Constitution that says that you're not allowed to, if you leave the office, you're automatically leaving the political party. If you leave the political party, you automatically have to vacate your seat in the office. And the defense to that was that, there was chaos in the party. If they could prove that there was chaos in the leadership of the party. And this was conversation that was making the rounds. And, I don't know how, you've said that you found out to be drama. I'm hoping that you can maybe have a conversation with him and we can have you back soon. I'm not quite sure. I feel like we might have had you then speak in support of that defection. I'll probably go back and check, but I'm not quite sure.
Oh, yeah, we did.
But let's talk about what this would mean for leadership in Rivers State going forward. There's been a lot of drama in the past few weeks and months. Actually, in the past year, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has not been able to step into his role as governor because it's been some sort of battle. So how do you think that this will affect his tenure going forward?
Yeah, it's going to be in the positive direction because the problem he has been having is the fact that there has been a divided House of Assembly. So he does whatever he wants to do with whichever he wants to in flagrant disobedience to a court judgment by Judge Tomotosho, which states that first, that he cannot determine where they will sit. Two, he cannot determine who is their clerk, and then that he should make available all the necessary logistics that the House would need. So when he now kept them aside to operate with 3 lawmakers, then this problem in the states came up. So now, if all that the current judgment has installed is to bring peace, so that there won't be divided house and the governor will now be focused and be relating with one house, I think that will create a very conducive atmosphere for him to operate.
All right. Professor Fele, I want your thoughts on this. If you remember when this happened, there was a reaction from the PDP, I think through its
Yes.
legal representative,
Yeah.
saying that these persons have lost their seats and they will not be, accepted back to the party. So I want your thoughts on that one. And I think they clearly stated, part of the Constitution, and legal items that defended that decision. So,
Yes.
so how do you think this will turn out?
Section 109.
Yes.
I mean, they were aggrieved. I mean, the PDP in the
Yes.
states, and they made a public statement to the effect that the following persons have lost their seat because it was an embarrassment to them.
Yes.
And but you also know that there was also an expression from the APC. Do you remember? The APC chieftain came out in Rivers State and said that these members are not their members.
I remember.
Yes.
You understand? So he's saying it was a drama. I don't know when legislative function became drama or when, I don't know how we got there. But I feel that these persons actually defected, but they did not perfect their defection. And now because the water is getting very cold, they seem displaced in a way. So they're taking advantage of the fact that they did not go ahead to register with the APC as a shield of defense in court. That's the truth. Not many people will say what I've said now, but that's the truth. And then the law, seems to have come to their aid in a particular way because you cannot actually show any documents. And then the parties who went to court did not front-load the electronic evidence where they made those expressions in court, in their chambers. When they did that, they could not have just, pulled themselves together and sing songs to praise the president, or like he said, that couldn't have been the case. There are actually more than that number in the House. So what happened to others if they all supported the APC president and they were giving eulogies like he said? What happened to the other ones, the 4 or 3?
Reading the script.
Okay, yes. Yeah. So it's a case that they were actually out of the party, okay, but they did not finish it on the other end.
Right.
And so they can as well claim today that they never defected.
Well,
just because we have no documentary evidence.
I mean, that's what they're claiming now, right? I want us to quickly bring in Honorable Collins Odo. Very quickly, I mean, you have said, just to reiterate, you've said that you did not believe that you weren't sure exactly what the situation is and you thought it was some sort of drama, correct?
Very correct, but let me clear something there. He was talking about defection. I was coming with a point, but somehow I was cut off. I said I was in the APC before I left for PDP. And the process of defection entails you to write a resignation letter. And I don't want us to begin to overflog this. Let us look at what one will do and say, look, I've defected, so that we don't vilify these guys for no just reasons.
All right. Thank you for clarifying that. And I was asking if, I wanted you to reiterate your position, because if you say that you weren't sure exactly what the position was because there's a clear-cut procedure for how to resign from a political party and that you thought that it was some form of drama, yet these lawmakers, we have videos of them on television, talking about leaving the party and chanting the praises of the supposed other party. Does that not reflect on the quality of their character as maybe people who are unserious and there to act drama? I mean, you say it's a normal thing. Shouldn't that be like a poor reflection on the quality of
You're making it look like my assertion now is the reality. I told you that's what I thought, and that was feelers we got. I haven't been able to confirm that with him. But be that it may, I will confirm that with him. But what we are looking at now is, look, these people were heavily endangered. Recall that from time to time, when they were not attacked, the spokesperson of the House normally comes out to give us details of what goes on. But true to it, that man was frightened to his brain, and he no longer continued that. So for now, nobody can say this is this is that, except you hear from their spokesperson who has for a long time not spoken.
I mean, what concerns, how do you link them being endangered with them singing or taking part in Nollywood drama in the house? You know, what is the connection between these two things? If they were endangered, you know, was the next, step up, if they felt endangered and their lives threatened, was the next step to then, take a script from a Nollywood actor and take part in a drama in the house? Would you?
No, I refer to them being endangered because I haven't been able to have access to them, and that made them shut themselves.
All right, just before we, because we're out of time for this. I want your quick response to the letter written by elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark. He wrote a letter to, I believe, Sekibo. Of course, he spoke about the current crisis in River State. And then, of course, he spoke also on the issues. The relationship the Ijaw people have had with River State and in the last couple of decades, and the role that they've played in support of the state, and then ended it with of course a warning. A word is enough for the wise, he wrote in the 16th item on the letter. But before that, he also quoted Wike is only loyal to himself and nobody else, irrespective of his feigned allegiance. He may kowtow and genuflect before a political leader, as he's currently doing in Abuja. But once he can no longer use you, he goes into a fit of incoherent and verbal assault, denigrating his benefactors. Almost everything that Nyesom Wike said in public has been repudiated by him. He's indeed a man of contradiction and inconsistency. From the PDP primaries, where he vowed to support whoever emerged as candidate, to his vow to not be minister, he goes on to say a lot. I'm not sure if you've seen the letter, but do you have quick thoughts on that one?
Yeah, without any intention to denigrate the elder statesman, but I think he is presumed, or rather he has taken sides. I would have expected him to act even after the former president, Jonathan, came and appealed that there should be peace. The elder statesman had rather taken to this drag him down syndrome of several politicians around the Niger Delta on Chief Barrister E.N. Wike. I expected something more reasonable to come out of him. I was expecting that he would come up, having heard from the former president, and toe a line, because there's no way disorderliness can earn us anything good. As another statesman, he misfired.
Okay.
Totally out.
All right.
Honorable Collins Odu, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on that and all the other conversations that we've had regarding River State. We wish River State all the best this morning. Thank you for your time with us.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Amaewhule, for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure having you.
You're welcome.
All right.